And I always put everything back in its place so the next time I go to grab something, it's right where I left it, right in order. So I always have all my blades, you know, in order from longest to shortest. So whatever your system is, I suggest you do it the same way every time. So when you go to grab for a specific tool or a blade, it's right where you left it, and it doesn't mess up your train of thought. So now I'm going to keep the clipper in the open position, and we're going to start that bevel around the edges. I'm going to hold the ear down. The clipper's at a 45-degree angle. And this is what I like to call the semi-finish of the haircut. Now I just want to use a little bit of a scooping motion right below the hairline in the open position, and then that's in the longest position, so we're going to leave that nice natural hairline. And then if you have a heavy spot, you can take the corner of the clipper and use that same scooping motion. It's almost like using a thinning shear on the side. Then we're going to close it halfway down and not go up as high. So again, this is what we call a low natural hairline, so we're fading it in a 1 finger's width instead of a 3 finger width deep taper. And the nice thing about this is as it grows in, you're not going to see a line and then all this hair growing in. It's all going to kind of grow in together. And then we'll complete the semi-finish around to the other side by holding that ear down. You really got to pull that ear down. You see how the hair's growing on the back of his ear? And now we're going to close the clipper down all the way and complete that semi-finish. So now that we're done with that, I'm going to pick up my trimmer and then we're going to outline the rest. First off, brushing the clipper off. And then again, as I said, everything goes back in its place. It goes back on its charger. So when you're doing the sideburns, you want to make sure, as the gentleman is sitting, that his chin is parallel to the floor. So the sideburns are going to be, we have a straight line on the sideburns. If he's leaning down or leaning back, it's either going to be tilted when we're done. You want to really stretch that ear out and clean that hair off the ear. So you want to get it off the ear without it being a big space between the ear and the hairline. And I never put any pressure. I let the clipper do all the work. So if you tend to have a heavy hand, I would suggest using the back end of the clipper and doing the line this way. If you have a heavy hand, then, or if you have a light hand, then you can do it this way. The stretching of the ear is what's going to get it pop that hair out so you can get a nice close cut. And then on the outline of the haircut, you can see where his natural hairline is. We're just going to very lightly touch the skin. You don't need to press really hard and pull because we're going to get a nice straight line. We're going to get that nice and close with the straight edge. And then I'm going to stay just below where I left off. I don't want to get into my natural hairline. I don't want to mess it up and then have to bring it all up higher. All this hair down there I'm not going to worry about because we're going to get that with the straight edge. And the same thing on the other side. So if you turn his head to the side like this, it stretches the skin, the hair pops out, and you can get a closer line without pressing hard. Another reason why people come back to us is, it should be a relaxing, comfortable experience. If your clippers are adjusted so close to get that line so close that it becomes uncomfortable, it's going to pinch the skin. That could be a deterring factor from somebody coming back to you. That's why I'm a big proponent of finishing off every haircut with a straight edge. If you're not licensed to use a straight razor, then you want to make sure that you're stretching that skin as hard as you can, to get a good straight line and to get it really close. Okay, so again, make sure his chin is parallel to the floor. He's reading my mind. And while I have the clipper in my hand, I'm going to trim his eyebrows, just because I know I would always ask first, but I cut his hair every 3 weeks, so I know he likes his eyebrows trimmed. So we're going to go ahead and do that. So I like to use the comb and the clipper, so I know based on the thickness of this comb, the eyebrows are not going to be cut any shorter than the thickness of the comb. Okay.